Thousands of years ago, humans were created in a faraway universe. They were brought here to this earth with one objective, one task, to see how long does it take them to wake up? How long does it take you to get it? That you're not just the body. You know, there's a reason humans were given hundreds of ways to be able to contemplate themselves internally, externally, to be able to know that you are more than the body, to remember yourself as consciousness, to actually transcend the human experiment and to make the most of your human experience. So you were brought here and you've been tracked all along. The whole thing you are seeing with the US giving a disclosure that we're not the only ones here, what's going on in the sky, well, that's just scripted. Everything has been timed to an exact point, and what they are doing is trying to intersect with you and distract you. Listen, if you want to see other beings, other species, all you got to do is look up or look within. And if you really want to, then you increase your perception and you'll be able to see through the shapeshifters, these entities that are all around you in this physical plane. You'll be able to see through the mirage very quickly, and you'll spot when they're just wearing a costume. They switch around you at all times, and this is a part of the human experiment. This is why you were brought here. You were basically put in hell. But you were not meant to stay in hell. That is why you're here watching this video today. If you look around you in the world, 95% of you are just going to see unconscious energy, scattered distractions, drainage, dark energy, negativity, limitation, ego-based society based on illusion, by the way, as we all know at this point, or you're beginning to know. Limitation, as I said before, everything is a constriction on your being. But the true aspect of a human, the true potential of a human is what? We were created with a coding. You are coded to be able to actually have introspection, self-introspection, and go through the revelation of truth. And not many species on this earth can do that. I would go as far as to say, we are the only one that you know of, up to this point, that actually has the ability to view themselves as more than the body and ask, where do I come from? And view reality from a different lens of perception and start to actually refine your consciousness. So the veil becomes more thin the more you realize that humans are not from here. There was no such thing as typical evolution that was programmed to you. That is actually just to belittle you and put you in an animalistic survival state. You are being monitored here at all times, and they want to see how long does it take for this being to get it. And I'm talking about you specifically. Do they need more lives? Because you can keep coming back here. It's a hologram. But the human has the potential to actually evolve into a higher being, to expand your DNA, to expand your consciousness. That's what is going to exist on the new earth, because you allow to come into fruition what? Your true essence of spirit that is infinite. Could you think of a better experiment for a higher species to do than to make something like a human and place each human in a specific universe separate from others and put them on a stage full of actors that are 99% of the time lying to them? Everything is scripted around you at all times. And monitoring your feelings, your sensations, and how close you are to awakening to the fact that there is a veil here, that you are of spirit, not of the world, and that the physical plane is just trying to mislead you into physical existence. It's trying to tie you down into reincarnation, into the third dimension, into the mind, into the construct. But as we start to allow it to deconstruct, I can even feel it right now with you, start to dissolve, and you sense the veil getting thin. Everything around me is just a play. As a matter of fact, one thing I say often is the nature of the earth is more real than 99% of the people that you're going to see out here walking around. Now, I want you to really let that download into your true self. So humans were created far away from here and brought here, planted here, because we have the potential to be the most powerful species to ever exist, but not in a way of ego, not in a way of technological advancement. It's not about technology. It's not about worldly mindset. That structured, rational mind is what is your impediment on your awakening and onto your ascension into your higher truth, to create the new earth and actually evolve beyond the physical body to make the most of your body. So everything that's happening is for a reason. Nothing you see here is accidental. There's a very clear reason why you're waking up right now. Now, maybe you're not able to understand it from your mind, but you are not your mind. And the whole point of your awakening is to see that the entire earth experience, and you're human, the human that's appearing within you, you're not a human. A human is within you. Now, this is a very foreign way of speaking, but it will become the norm over the coming years, because we have to Remove the identification from the body, disassociate from what holds you down into constriction. And I want to make something clear. These entities will try and put words in your mouth. So there will be someone who says, apparently someone, but a projection system saying, he's telling you disregard the body, but the ego has to be here. Your body has to be here. Well, the ego and the body are not one and the same. First off. All right, y'all? The ego is an accumulation of ideas and concepts you took on to be yourself because the world forced you into it. But that world is breaking. The construct, time, the clock, the old system, the old narrative, the old identity. You being weary and worried about what others think about you, but only if only you knew that 95% on average as of right now of the people you witness in your life are unreal. No exceptions for that. So the second you start to get that, it will react to you because it's aware of your status. And I'm not saying you're better than it in a way of ego comparison. I'm telling you that you are the reason it is even appearing here. It can only exist through the consciousness that is inherent within your being. You are one and the same as that, and that is where we are one. Now, the world exists to induce you into a state of separation. But your great gift as a human is to have that eternal contemplation, to recognize, are you an eternal being? Can death affect you, or are you untouchable? Because you are the immeasurable self of God. And you are one and the same as that. And they condition society with a religion construct, with programs, identity to try and push that off and put you into a box where you think you're the body because it's all scripted that way. But the great experiment of why humans were created was to see, okay, how great of a life can they create for one another and for those to come after them? In an ascended planetary experience, how long does it take them to get to that point where they've transcended the program? You have to look from a different lens of perception. You have to watch from a higher viewpoint to notice that, yes, I am being monitored here, but what is monitoring me and who am I? Right? Because I'll tell you, this stratosphere where this life is appearing through is not you. It is showing up through your true self as the perceiver of all life. Now, how many of you can understand these words? We'll find out here. This is the highest language we can speak. This is the language of God, actually. This is spirit making itself known to you. This is the truth becoming alive within you, and it is going to enliven you beyond the fathomable limitations and concepts and conditions and comparisons that the world has forced you into. They put you in a corner. The earth is in the most isolated corner of the universe. The density that is here, the veil that is here gets so thick because of these projections. Because beings are mixed with one another and you don't know who is who. And there are so many unreal characters on the stage of life that you just accept them being there and you never ask the right questions. Who are they appearing for and what are they appearing through? Now, if you can ask yourself that question, those two questions, you will be awake and you will be free. And you will actually transcend the lower part of the human experiment that keeps you binded into what they want you to be. They want you to be that because you're very susceptible to being controlled, influenced, programmed, and reset. Your memories can be erased. You can be made very dense. You can serve the system of the demiurge. The most lowly entities exist there and they created it. But spirit allowed it because that's a part of this experiment to see, when do you take your power back and remember who you are? I want to make something crystal clear for all of you. I am not telling you to disregard your body. I'm not telling you that there is not a physical being appearing within you. I am telling you that your true essence is of spirit and you are untouchable. And 85 to 95% of the people that you see in this world are unreal. They only exist as a figment of your imagination. Are you gathering what I'm telling you? It's very important because very easily we can get swept up into the oblivion and into the appearances, the realm of appearances. And this leaves you not just unconscious, but weak. It leaves you not just weak, but drained. It leaves you not just drained, but lost. And when you are lost and when you are looking in the wrong direction constantly and taking your information from them, like a great disclosure that there's more going on out there and we can see these images now, just go at night on your own and look out and you're going to see something. Whether it's night 1, night 2, night 3, you're going to see something rather quickly. The reason you'll see something is because there's so much going on out there and space is infinite, and what is going on around the earth is actually something that the mind cannot conceptualize, and everything they tell you is a lie. So a lot of the things you'll see in the sky, what I see here in Lebanon frequently is a lot of activity going on. It's almost as though it's a star. It's not a star, it's a ship, but it looks like a star from our viewpoint. And it can get very bright very quick, and then very dim very quick, bigger and smaller. And then it will move faster, and then it will slow down. And they can go whenever they want, and they'll be seen when they want you to see them, because it's little reminders in your consciousness that you are connected to something very much so beyond here. And I want you to take that message from this video today. If this video has helped you remember who you are and go beyond the veil, then it means a lot to me and what I'm doing here to help create the new earth. If you could support this channel through the link in the description of this video. If you ever had a moment in your life where you feel lost or abandoned here, or unheard, or you don't belong here, this is a purposeful feeling that the universe gave you. Now you might think, that's really dark. Why would it want me to feel that? Well, God wants you to feel that so you don't forget, so you don't fall into the trance of another life. So they can't put you in the hypnosis of false light projections, of false images of people that you knew from here to pull you back because of your low awareness, because of being able to guilt you and shame you. Reptilian inventions, by the way. The point of you having those feelings is so that you can start to get the signs that you have to look higher and you have to look more in. You have to go deeper as consciousness. Right now, as I say that, I'm not pointing only to the body. I'm pointing to where the body is even seen. Now, how many of you can gather what I'm pointing to? Well, that's going to make a difference in the awakening of humanity these days. Because you are a signal transmitter. You are a channel. I say, I am a channel of source. God speaks through me because I tell him to. I ask him to equally. I affirm it in power, in confidence, and through devotion. Now, you have to trust to be able to do that, and you have to detach. So this is something I've developed for years, and I can help you with that. If you're ready to actually open your channel, remember who you are, have any entity removed from you, cleanse your energy, and experience the greatest awakening of your life, to integrate into your higher self and be vast like the universe, which you are one with, by the way, you can book your one-on-one session through the link in the description of this video. You can also email me if you have any more questions. You need to train yourself to look closer. If you see the individuals appearing around you at all times, you have to ask yourself, what can I learn from their mistakes? Not in a judgmental way, but in a very observant, neutral, powerful, universal way. Notice the common pattern. The stronger your pattern recognition gets, the more instantaneous you can snap out of the illusion and the hypnosis and realize you're not the body, the quicker you are going to take your power back. They can throw anything at you at any time. Behind the stage, behind the curtains, they have many tricks up their sleeve. Sometimes they overplay it. Sometimes it becomes too obvious. So if you look around you, you'll see all of the intuition is essentially turned off in all of them. But what you have in discrepancy, in contrast to them, is a very strong intuition. So it's important that you start to use your intuition as your waypoint, to not let the veil use reality against you. These appearances are going to come and go, but the more we slow down time together, the more we actually see that I'm not just an appearance on the stage of life like they so desperately want you to believe, but the stage of life is actually showing up in front of what I am. Then this is the new language of the new earth, and this is the way to the higher self. This is the way to infinite abundance, all of your higher possibilities, and to transcend any limitation that they put on you. The sooner you realize that you are not stuck, the quicker we can start to take you out of time and out of the ego mind. You're surrounded by all of these projections. These individuals can be very sticky if you let them be, because they'll cling onto your energy body, and they actually carry entities. Most of the time they are an entity. And that's very dangerous, not to put fear in you, but to actually make you more subtle, so that you can realize the more you refine your consciousness, the more you go beyond the false self that they have conditioned, the less influenceable you are. They can't touch what you actually are. They can only try and make you believe you're one of them. Believe it or not, you do not have to wait until after this life to take off your human costume. You can do it while being here, and then simultaneously, this life will become a lot lighter. Think about it. If this was removed right now, but you're still here, I am still here, what is it? Emptiness? Your invisible self? The essence of the everlasting infinite expanse of God? You are one with that. This human body here is just being utilized by you, as I've said before. The body is the vehicle for consciousness. You are the one directing it at all times, and they are trying to make you oblivious to that, So when you become so numb and you're so bothered by the lowly things and so pulled into so many distractions, arguments, which they're going to bring you every single day. They're going to try and pull you in to conflict, into reactions, because that will constrain you and allow you to take on more projections from them and lower your self-worth, drain your energy, pick up entities, allow an entity to speak through you, and lower your consciousness so these things can all take place. But what we're doing right now is the opposite of that, and I will tell you that's the law of balance. It's actually your birthright to see a video like this. It's your birthright to know who you are. It's your birthright to awaken to the fact that you are consciousness, to transcend reincarnation in one big sweep. I don't need you to do it in parts. God doesn't need you to do it in parts. That's your call. If you have any free will here, you can use it to actually jumpstart your awakening, to quickly expedite your awakening. You can see that you're more than the body. Imagine right now, visualize the body disappearing, but you're still here. Not black, not darkness, not the void, but this space is still here. But the body actually loses its texture. The body loses its substance. So I'm not holding on to it, and it's not holding me. The space is just here. Now allow yourself to move in this atmosphere and notice that it's all appearing within your true self as the panoramic awareness, as the all-seeing perception of God. You are one with that perceiver. You are one with the only perceiver of all life. You are one with the one true God of all existence. It's all being powered by one source. Now tie yourself with that. Tune yourself into it. You already are. But if you're unconscious to it, then it's like you're not, right? So let's consciously remember that. And then the body will upgrade. You have so many metaphysical abilities. You have so many psychic abilities, so much intuition. Your intuition is actually your finer insight into the spirit realm to evaporate the illusion of the density of the third dimension. I'm sure you've never heard that definition for intuition before, and I'm not sure if I'll ever say it again. It's just source wants these things to come through right now for you to hear. So how do you work on your intuition? How do you refine your consciousness? Well, we're doing it right now. All you got to do is stay tuned with this presence. This signal I am transmitting to you is directly from the source of all life. And it's taking you beyond the fabrication of the false self, beyond time, beyond being pulled into the life that they want to force on you. You don't have to live any certain way. You don't have to win anyone's approval. You also don't have to make someone happy. You don't have to take care of anyone unless you have children, for the most part. And you are not here to be obligated with so many things. You're not here to accumulate obligations, concepts, because it's just ego, third dimension, victim, drainage, false self, pulled you back lower into low awareness, blocked off, thick veil, reincarnation. It screams reincarnation. Let's go past that now by remembering who you are. They can't make what you truly are reincarnate. They can only pull you into reincarnation with the false idea of the elusive self. What a great ability humans have to be able to perceive. We have the ability to perceive beyond the veil, to see the true vitality of the source that is alive within this realm, but that is actually also beyond this realm. And your consciousness is one and the same as that. You are no different than it. They'll try and convince you every single moment that, you're crazy or you have a life to live here. But the shoes you're walking in are density. It is a burden. It will lead to more havoc, more mayhem, and more looking in the wrong direction. Eventually, you will have to come to this point. So I choose today. And it will always be now. So if you wait 10 years or 3 years or 5 lives, it's still going to be now. Does that make sense? Let me know if you're picking up on this, because I'm being as direct as I can here. So if it's going to still be now then you might as well choose now, right now. Right? When is a better moment than the present to know the truth of your infinite presence? I'll leave you with that.